What's going on, peeps? It's Wrath here, hanging out today, playing some more Watcher of Realms, and today, what we're gonna do is we are going to be upgrading Sun Wukong. So we did snag out 2 copies during all of our summons. As you can see, we've not awakened him at all. He's still just sitting at basic Sun Wukong, but we also have some soul stones. So I'm gonna take this guy up to awaken 3. I think I've got enough to actually go all the way to 4, but I mean, the penetration would be nice for damage, don't get me wrong. But since the soul stones are pretty rare, I think I'd like to just save onto them. I get 2 more. Maybe it just makes sense to go straight to A5 on this guy and make him insane. But you never know, you might want to end up A3ing some of your other dudes instead. So I'm just going to kind of hold back on taking him straight to A4, leave him at A3 for now, and that's going to be the plan. So for gearsies on our dude right now, we are rocking a pretty solid set. It's not great. It's definitely missing some stuff. As you can see, we're not quite at 100% crit rate. That's always going to hurt a little bit. And the sub-stats, like, they're not bad, but some of the main stats aren't too great. Like, attack speed's not the best thing to run, I wouldn't think. Obviously, getting that in your sub-stats is better, but it's what we got. It is ancient. It's fairly solid in the other categories, so I'll take it. It just does hurt his overall attack quite a bit to lose a 40% bonus to his attack right there. But the faster he attacks is kind of nice, because a part of that A3 is that when his Sage clones deal damage, they have a chance to do a huge amount of damage to people immune to stun, which is like all your guild bosses, which is great. So the faster they attack, since they do inherit his stats, the faster that can roll out, and that's kind of what I'm going for. So I wanted to have a high attack speed, and I think that's what we're just going to roll with. So let's go ahead and get our awakens going. First up, we'll get a copy of Sun Wukong in here. Like, bam. This first awaken is going to make him much better for, like, Gear Dungeon, Guild Boss 2, just because you don't die if you die. You get to come back, which is super nice, especially like that poison phase. It's got a really bad habit of like kind of wiping your dudes out, you know, and you can't out heal it, which is annoying, especially if you only have 1 cleanser, which we only have 1 cleanser. So that's a little tough. This will kind of help dodge that, but also when they come back, it dispels the debuffs, so they won't even be poisoned, which will be really nice. It'll definitely help us get kind of through that little wall there at the end of Phase 3, which is great. The second one here is just going to be a flat attack buff, which is never a bad thing. More damage is always good, so we'll take that. Sip some delicious coffee. Move on over. The Sage's clone, this is where we get that chance to inflict stun. This is also nice on Guild Boss 2. You can kind of help set that Saw phase back a little bit. But I'm not sure if when he's in Saw phase, if the stun counts as a stun, or if it's immune to stun and he triggers damage. So I'm not kind of sure how that interaction plays out, if he does stuns during Saw phase, if it just doesn't do this extra damage, or since the boss still technically cannot be stunned, if it's going to hit 150% damage and add to the bar. So I'm not sure on that one. Either way, we're going to take it because it's a pretty solid upgrade. Bam! There we go. A3 Wukong, looking pretty solid, feeling good about it. So let's take a quick gander at our overall stats here, just to take a peek. See, he does have a freakish amount of HP, 61,000. That wasn't really by design, it just kind of happened on the gear. 21,000 attack, kind of on the lower end, of course. We do have an attack speed main stat here and a crit damage main stat here. It does have HP bonus on it, but either way, we do lose a bit of attacks. The only attack bonus gear we have is the bangle. So yeah, we're going down in our attack a little bit. I believe I have, maybe it's over here. I do have one of these that is attack. It does lose a lot of attack speed, some crit rate, some crit damage. So I figured I'll just run with the attack speed for now and let it be a thing. And that's what we're going to do. Alrighty, so he's set up. He's pretty much ready to roll. Let's jump in, and we'll start with the Drake's Chasm fight just because they're kind of more simple and straight to the point. Then we'll jump in and probably do a Titanic Ruins hit just because that's kind of, I would say, like, he's going to shine in both of them, but that I feel like is where he's really built for. That A1 Awakening feels like it's just hardcore geared towards Gear Boss 2. So, Gear Boss 2, Guild Boss 2, I'm getting there. My brain's waking up. So we're going to jump in Nightmare 4, give it a run skis. Everyone should be more or less set up the way I'm going to use them. I don't know if we'll get more damage bringing Pyros or Mari in for our platform units. We might just run it with Mari to have a full uptime on weakness. That might just be the way to go. I gotta rethink how we're gonna put everybody down here, because obviously coming in, 2, and then obviously all 4 of those are coming in. That's 6. We got 2 more spots to fill. We could run her and Pyros. We could run her and this, or we could drop her and bring a defense reducer, but I think we'll just kind of let it go how it's gonna be. Do we want to play test it first or just run it? Let's just run it, right? Let's just we can restart as many times as we want if we want to set it up a little bit differently. So, I'm still on the fence about bringing a defense reducer. We're just not going to do it. We're going to leave the boss's defense alone. No big deal. It will probably hurt Kagiri's damage a little bit, but it shouldn't mess too much with our Wukong. So, probably already messed up the order of drop. I like to make sure I get Kagiri down first. Just because if I do, he will guaranteed be able to do his what-you-call-it thingy. So now here we are. This is my thoughts, is how do I get... I'm going to see if he can deploy all 3 of his dudes. That's going to be a big check here. So I want to make sure that he can get everybody down. Because he needs to be able to summon 3 Sage clones. If he's not... See, we were a little bit late on that first deployment. We should be able to dodge that. I just kind of want to see for a second if we're going to get all 3 to deploy. And once his little thingy wears off here, I'm guessing... Yeah, we'll get one there. Okay, so we can summon all 3 from that spot. That's great. That's a big thing to check. We'll get this restarted, and we'll drop down Kagiri first. I like to get him down immediately, because then I can immediately dodge that first roar and kind of get the damage rolling for him. We'll get Lust in like so. We will get her in over here. Get Wukong in like so, and we'll get Deimos in right here. Dolores, Hollow, and I'm thinking we're just going to run Mari. I know that Pyros does a similar thing, but her uptime on vulnerability is 100%, whereas his is only really when he's doing his ult. Go ahead and pop this, dodge that. I'm going to pop Sun Wukong as soon as he gets his ult immediately in this first phase. In the second time, I'm going to wait for the shield to come in to pop it. Go ahead and get this ult rejuice gen going down. But yeah, I want to build him up as fast as possible because that Soulbound Arcana, obviously going to scale the more ults you pop with him. He gets his ult back very, very quickly because he summons so many Sage clones. But here we go. This is a chance where I'm going to wait. He's going to get one more Meteorite Impact, and then the shield's going to pop up. And we're going to wait and pop it then when we've got Dolores and everybody popping, like right now. We're going to go pop all this, pop that, pop that, pop that. And everybody's dropping as much damage as humanly possible, which is great. Shield goes down instantly, but that is the small one. It's only 3.4 million or so. They get much larger. We shouldn't have any issues taking care of all of them. Hopefully once he gets scaled up on his Soulbound, he'll be doing freakish amounts of damage and it won't matter. Sip some coffee, let him get up. He'll start roaring to promote himself. I could actually go ahead and just pop him again, and I'm going to do that. Let him smack that guy a little bit. I could probably run this in 2x. I just want to make sure I don't mistime anything, screw something up, which I still might do, because talking while you're doing stuff, believe it or not, does make it a little bit harder to do. Go ahead and pop this, dodge that, take a little bit of time, take a second or so, pop this, get her healing. We can pop her kind of whenever, it's not going to matter. I'm going to pop him. I think we'll get him back fast enough that he will have his ult again before the shield comes up, because he gets it back relatively fast, and that's just going to help scale that damage up a little bit quicker. So here comes that final Meteorite Impact. Boom, and we're going to dodge it like so. And now he's going to start getting all angry, doing his thing. We're going to pop this, we're going to pop that, we're going to pop them, that, and those. And everybody's popping things. Get you going there as well. Looking like we're beating that shield by quite a bit. That's great. It's a good sign. You do want to make sure that shield goes down very quickly. But it's weird. I think that shield contributes a lot of points to your blood shards, because on Nightmare 3, I actually don't hit. Go ahead and pop that. I actually don't hit as high a damage, which is crazy, because the shields are smaller. So kind of weird. But either way, working our way up. We're at 17,000 blood already, about 2 minutes left to go, so we should be on par for a little over 30,000. And we did that before with A0, so with A3 I'm hoping we can obviously put a little bit more out there. That's interesting that you still took damage from that, even though I kind of parried the hit, but whatever, we'll let that be a thing. Do that, I guess get some weakness going in. This should be helping him build his Sunder stacks a lot faster, having these guys out here to smack the old boss. I'm going to wait and just pop him on the Meteorite Impact. If you pop him too early, that attack bonus that he gets I think will wear off before you're damaging the shield, and obviously I want the shield to be getting damaged as good as possible, so go ahead and pop that. There we go. Still hitting Kagiri somehow. I'm not sure how that's working. He's supposed to be dodging all that business, but it's okay. It's fine. It's alright. We're not going to fail because of it, most likely. Alright, so we're keeping up fairly well with the little timer here. Going a little further. We should break it in time. 19 million. Very, very heavy shield there. Already at 20,000 blood. The shield shard's going up 25,000, so that's pretty good. We're going to go ahead and pop his ult as soon as he gets it here while he's in that down phase. Smoke him out a little bit. Bring up some extra damage. And then we're going to kind of play everything out like we normally would. We'll get Hollow after he roars. Pop Kagiri to dodge that roar. And looking pretty good. Looking pretty good for sure. Can we do 3,000 plus more damage? I think so. I think we can do that. Go ahead and pop this. Now he dodges it. That's good. Alright, now we'll go ahead and pop this. I'm going to wait to pop his until we've popped this, that. And now damage should be rolling out pretty quickly. We'll get Lust to pop here in a second. She'll be doing some smacks on him. That'll be great. We are over 30k now. That's good. We still got 20 seconds to go. That's great. We'll get another dodge out of Kagiri here in this next attack. And another smack by Sun Wukong as well. And here we go. Dodge that. 31,000. Looking pretty good. 32,000. Love to see it. Love to see it. Now, I'm not sure if having Pyros in here would have actually increased our damage or not. It probably wouldn't be to such a big extent that it makes a huge difference. That permanent uptime on vulnerability is nice, but my Zillitsu's not super well built, and I mean, Pyros does add damage, but not a freakish amount. Either way, 32,000 damage. I will absolutely take it. Almost, just right at 100 million there from the old Sun Wukong. Pretty solid. 97 million. 97.9 million. Just, we're close. Very close. Deimos does lose a little bit of damage because his Shadow Clone doesn't get full uptime on being spawned. Not a huge deal. As you can see, Zilly down here doing absolutely nothing. It's kind of sad that she gets out-damaged by Deimos, but like I said, her gear is not really good right now. I'm not too focused on her. She's also not getting Dolores' buff, but neither is he either. But yeah, she doesn't have really a lot of penetration in her kit, so she doesn't really go through the heavy defense, whereas Deimos kind of does. Either way, I mean, I could try swap his gear over to her and see if she outperforms him. I don't know. Not going to worry about it for now. For nowsies, happy with how things look right there. That's pretty good. 32,600 damage. That's good. I like it. Where does that put us in the rankings on old Nightmare 4? We're number 1! Yay! Look at that. Alright, love to see it. A4 Sun Wukong, disgusting. Absolutely ridiculous. I want to say somebody snagged out an A5 already, which just blows my mind. We pulled everything we had, and we only got one copy. They got copies out the wazoo. But that's okay. Everyone getting more of them is good for the guild. We'll be able to smack down these bosses a little bit easier. And now, we want to try our run over here on Titanic Ruins. So, we're going to jump in. Might take me a few deployments to get everybody kind of set up how I want them. Take a quick gander at everybody we got going on here. Our main DPS team down here obviously makes sense. We do have 2 healers. It might make sense for me to drop Vortex here for one of 2 heroes. Sorry about that. We do have Nasandi for a secondary cleanse. I haven't upgraded her all the way. I've been saying I need to do that for ages. I still haven't done it. So, oops. I do need to be doing that for sure. But also, I do have... Scrolling back. Wait. Am I scrolling too far back? I might be scrolling too far back. I don't know. Oh, it's by level. Maybe don't do it by level. That'd be a smart one. Where are you at? Where are you at, lady? Is it a lady? I don't know. I think it's a dude. But this dude here seems pretty solid. He does have like AoE damage reduction for all your allies in range. Does seem pretty good for Guild Boss 2, so maybe someday we'll upgrade this one and throw them in there, and that'll be an idea. For nowsies, I think we're going to just kind of run it how we've been running it. Vortex, obviously a suboptimal pick here, just because we don't really use his kit as much. He's a solid healer, but doesn't really bring the cleanses or damage reduction or anything to the team. One of these days, we'll get those guys going and probably have a better showing, but I could auto-fight this, being that he's already here. And running this through, it takes a while. It can be a minute. I gotta remember how I even set up my dudes. That's like 90% of the struggle right now. We're just gonna run it. We're gonna kind of see if I can remember how to place the guys down. I'm gonna just throw a pause up here, a pause just like so, and I can kind of eyeball where things are gonna go. So my Medan always goes on this tile, just because I think it's her best tile. It gives you, especially for me, I don't use a lot of platform deals to deal damage. I use mostly ground units. So having a ton of platform tiles covered, like over here and stuff, doesn't mean as much to me. Right here, she still covers this, this, and this, which is 4 platform tiles. I've got 1, 2, 3, and I've got 3 platform units, so I don't even need the 4th one. I thought I brought Mari in on this. I guess I didn't. Kind of curious as to why I didn't. I feel like she'd be a pretty solid damage booster here. Maybe I should drop Livian out and bring her, because, I mean, he's going to have stuns. Torador's got some stun going on. Sun Wukong's got stun going on. Do we need Livian? I don't think we do. 1, 2, 3, 4. The only downside is any unit on these middle tiles here is going to get hit by the boss twice, and every time you're hit by the boss, I believe it adds a stack of like a debuff to you where you take more damage from the boss's attacks. So people in the middle here get hit twice by that saw blade, so it does stack that debuff on them a little bit faster, which is kind of annoying. Not like necessarily the end of the world or anything, but it definitely is annoying. Let's just run it like this and try to get everybody in the way I want them. So I do like her here. This just kind of makes sense for me. But I do need to make sure I get my Sun Wukong in an area where he can summon dudes everywhere that he needs to. So he has a 2 attack range. I could technically put him right here. And I think that would work. Kagiri, I think he still attacks the boss from here as well, right? Aim him that way. That'll work. Boom. We can run like Zilly here. She'll hit the boss. Lust on this side. She'll hit the boss. Sun Wukong, I don't want to put him down right away because he'll summon dudes on me and then we'll be in trouble. Yeah, we'll put Toro here, kind of avoid that middle tile again, or does it matter? So I want to say he can summon off to the side. We'll just run it like this. We'll get you over here, like so. Wait, maybe not. Pop you in here. That gives him 3 places to summon, plus that middle tile, which is interesting. Or could I put Torador in the back? He has a 2 attack range. He would actually work in this middle tile. Even though it's not ideal, it's not terrible either. For now, we're just going to run it like this and not worry too much and see if we have like big issues with it, we'll change it. Oh, of course he summoned his dude at the exact wrong time. Oh, but that's all right. We'll get you in here. We'll get you in here as soon as that little purple bro goes away. That's the one annoying thing about the Wailing Skull. Oop. There you go. Is that it does kind of block you from placing your dudes a little bit fast, and that's kind of annoying. Either way, building up Saw Phase right now. We're already at 3 stacks, 4 stacks, and I haven't even really done anything. I'm going to wait to pop these ults until we got Dolores, get some extra damage going in, like so. He's going to do his thing. Probably should have Lust over there where Zilitsu is. I think our damage would be better that way. We'll try to dodge this with him. He's going to go down pretty quickly here. Alright, so far, not bad. Kind of nuking through Phase 1 there. So Saw Phase, not very dangerous the first time through if you have a fairly decent team. Early in the game, that first phase is like super duper hard. You're going to get absolutely smoked on it tons of times. But it goes down fairly fast. The second phase through, he gets a big attack buff to go with that, so he starts hitting really, really hard. Then things get a little bit more sketchy. I'm going to do a little arm smack on me. Not worried about it. Pop some Wukong here. Get some more of this going in on him. About 50% through the phase. We'll probably wait until he goes to do another little grinding smack or whatever, and then we'll pop Dolores and Kagiri together. Or do we want to wait and just nuke through Phase 3? Pop this now instead. We'll probably just wait and then nuke Phase 3 down as fast as possible. I don't like sitting in there too long because it wastes my cleanse, obviously. It's not too bad on Phase 1. He doesn't have a lot of health in that phase, but the later stages where he's stacking like 10 stacks of poison on you, that can get very annoying very quickly. Right now I'm only seeing one Sage clone, which kind of bothers me. It's making it seem like he's not going to spawn them over here, so we may end up having to rethink how our dude has been placed. Let's go ahead and start smoking this guy down, though, as fast as we can. Get him out of this phase, and then we'll pop a cleanse. He's going to go down relatively fast. Should be able to cleanse it, and then move into phase 2. There we go. Go ahead and cleanse off all these poisons. Everyone's looking good, but yeah, not digging the only one clone over here. I figured he would summon them on these little tiles right here, but it looks like he actually isn't going to do that. That's going to be a big loss of DPS and stuns for us. We may have to drop like Zilly out of the team or something. May have to happen. It just may have to happen. Before he goes his slam, I'm going to try to pop Vortex, just to make sure Dolores doesn't die. She may not have died anyway, but he does start hitting a little bit harder once he gets these extra stacks. It boosts his attack and his HP by quite a bit. So we don't really want to deal with that and get one shot, because Dolores is a good source of damage for us, so we don't really want to like lose it. You guys can kind of pop Deimos whenever, since he's not really in Dolores' attack range. Go ahead and do this. Do this. Yeah, oh man. The fact that he's not summoning on platforms does kind of bother me. Oh, there he goes. Out of phase 1. We're at 10,000 points. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not really a hundo sure. I guess we can just go ahead and pop these guys and get them kind of rolling. They'll get another ult back before the old poison phase for sure, right? But yeah, I need to drop, I guess, more of my ground units and bring more platform tiles, but go ahead and whoop, sleep around that, pop him, get him kind of building up that soulbound a little bit faster. He hasn't even, I don't think he's even killed the Sage's clone. It's kind of been alive like the whole time, I think, which is interesting. I figured he would be at least getting a little bit smoked on, but doesn't look like it. I think we just go ahead and save everyone here. Yeah, Dolores took some serious damage there. Almost died, but not quite. So we can pop Vortex's ult there to give her a little bit of an overshield. Keep her from going down. Just going to save on ults here. I think we've got plenty of time to get him into phase 3. And I want to try to do my fastest to get him out of phase 3 as quick as possible, because without it, it's going to be just kind of tough to outdo those poisons. Go ahead and get Kagiri to go whoop. Slice through that. Damage going pretty quick here. About 10% left. It's not too bad. Because you may end up dropping someone like Zilly. We'll see the damage at the end and see if we can kind of maneuver out of the team. And then, you know, get him to where he can summon more of those clones. Because, A, that stun is great. And it's also a big damage loss for him to only have one clone out. But it is what it is. For nowsies, we're just kind of running it through the way it is. So he's got his full HP now. We can kind of start popping all these ults and getting some damage going. 7 stacks of poison at a time now. Very, very annoying to deal with. Still a very tanky boy. Even with all that damage going out, he's still looking relatively healthy. Go ahead and pop Kagiri. Get him popping through here. We got a ton of poison stacks on. We're going to have to cleanse that. And I'm going to pop Vortex as well here. So I don't. I think that smack would probably have killed somebody. Want to make sure that doesn't happen. Looks like he's probably going to get another chance. Unless we can nuke him down. Oh, perfect timing. That's great. Okay, so he managed to make it through the phase with nobody dying. We did kind of not pay too much attention to where he was for his passive to proc. So all 3 heroes on this side will essentially die to poison next phase 3, whereas the ones nearby him should still be okay because of his monkey business, which is a nice little passive. Didn't really think that through when I put him down, but it's just going to be what it's going to be. All right, phase 1. Nobody died from that. That's good. Toro's getting very close, and I think he has about 100,000 health right now, so he's not like a little limp biscuit or anything over there. He's pretty beefy, and he's still taking some very serious damage. We're about halfway through phase 1 already. He does have an extra 60% attack and 100% HP, which is nothing to sneeze at. Good lord, we have 7 stacks of this on him? That's crazy. Either way, looking pretty good. We should make it through this phase relatively quickly. I don't think this will kill anyone. He has 11 stacks of debuff here. Pretty much capped out. Yeah, he hits like a little wet noodle there, which is great. Get through this one. Try to work our way through Aegis mode. We'll probably pop everybody's ult right off rip, and then he should give us time to build everybody back up to another one. Probably. Throw this in 2x, get some people popping up a little bit quicker. Alright, so there's a big explosion gonna come our way. I've lost my mouse. I found it again. We're fine. Go ahead and pop everybody a little bit, start working through this phase, and let them build up for the next one. Get some Deimos going, get some Lust going, and then we'll probably pop him to parry this. 21,000 mech fragments, doing pretty good so far. I keep losing my mouse. I need like a high contrast mouse on this or something, because I never know where it is. And we're about halfway through his life here. Coming up on it, we still have 2.5 minutes. So I feel like we can probably just wait on everybody, not pop any more ults, and make it through this phase. And then go back to doing the... Oh, so Dolores did die now. I should have popped Vortex. That's on me. Ooh, 66-second cooldown. What is she taking so long for? That's longer than usual. I don't know if that's always a thing. I haven't really paid attention to it. But hopefully we'll get her back before phase 3. Because if not, that's going to be a very, very tough, dang near impossible comeback for us. We'll see. We'll just kind of try to drag this one out, I guess. And just do it that way. Just drag it out. Get hopefully our timer back up for him. Doesn't look like it's going to happen. I think we're going to end up killing this guy before she can come back into the fight. And that's going to be a big loss to our damage. Good lord, he almost dies every time she slaps like that. That's crazy. Alright, so boss is down. We do have no way to nuke through this, which really is going to stink for us. And I don't have a horn on her, so she's not actually going to get that huge, that amount of rage right when you drop her, which is going to be kind of annoying. I don't even know if I want to put her down yet, because I feel like she's going to die immediately. Either way, I'm going to put her down, and probably regret that decision very bad. Go through here, pop her ult, and probably pop Vortex's ult, because you think he slaps after this. He does. She survived it. That's big. That's big for us. We'll get another ult here from Monkey, which is awesome, because that's going to give her that little buff to where if she dies, maybe that's why she took longer. Did he already proc that or something? I don't know. 15 stacks of poison in one spray? Oh, we are in Dookie Town, my friends. Everyone's going to die pretty much here, except for the people buffed by him. She, for some reason, did she just not die? Is that what just happened? Did she just stay alive through that? Oh, he got the poison off. That's very, very bad for us. Medan should die and come back. She did. She's not poisoned. Everyone else is poisoned, though, so they're probably all going to decease, and that is bad, because her ult takes for freaking ever to come back. Oh, we're just not going to make it. We're just not going to make it. Kagiri somehow has been staying alive this whole time. He goes down. We still got Toro up, though. And we got, like, forever to wait on our dudes to come back. He's still surviving this. We actually might be able to get everybody deployed again, which is kind of crazy. Maybe not. Maybe not. That's going to do some serious damage. Oh, my God. So much damage. So that was a little bit unfortunate on the timing there. Let that blow up. No, it killed him. Shouldn't have let that blow. It didn't really matter. It was going to kill whoever I put down anyway. I feel like we can definitely do better. I feel like that's for sure. We lost a lot of our Sage clone spawns by having other people in. Let's not save that. So I think I can do better for sure. 100%. Either that will get us to the max mech fragments, which would be great. Our second team can definitely make like 3,000. But holy freaking crap, 109 million damage from old Wukong, and that's not even in his best spot. Zilly here really letting the team down, so I'm probably going to end up like dropping her maybe entirely from the team, scooching Lust over to her spot, and I don't know, I need to come up with a way to place, can't really see the map right here, which sucks. I need to come up with a place to put Sun Wukong where I can res pretty much the entire team, so it's probably just bad placement on my part there, because the more people that don't die to that poison, the better off we're going to be. But yeah, pretty, I would say mediocre placement by me. We probably don't need Livian. She does do a lot of stuns for us, and that is nice, but I think Toro and this guy plus his 3 clones should be more than enough to keep that Saw phase at a relatively dealable level of damage. So if we drop both of these heroes out of the lineup, we'll need to bring 2 more platform units. I'm not 100% sure how we're going to do that. because you don't have a great way to place them right now. I don't know. We'll play with it. For nowsies, that's a pretty solid first run. I'm happy with that come out right there. 100+ million damage out of Sun Wukong is freaking sweet. And like I said, that's suboptimal placement. He only had 1 clone out that entire battle. Obviously, having 3 clones out for the duration of that fight will be proccing that A3 a whole lot more. I would expect to see this number go way higher. But for now, he's a good place to stop at, a good place to see that test, and I'll finagle with some positioning and placement, and then we'll probably come back maybe and do that again once I've got a more fleshed out plan. But there we go, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget, smash that thumbs up button and show your support, and I will see you guys in the next one.